In the coming weeks, your surgery will receive a client charter which should be prominently displayed in your surgery. It's a pretty straightforward charter. There are only 6 points, and this video hopes to explain why we should not only have a client charter, but also why we need to make it come to life in our surgeries. The UK veterinary market continues to get tougher with a continued increase in competition. This gives clients more of an opportunity to vote with their feet. It is therefore imperative that we not only bond them to our practices, but also make them ambassadors for our surgery, spreading the word about us to others. You might ask why this is important. Well, in a recent survey, 63% of our clients told us that if they moved into a new area, the way in which they would find a new vet would be by asking a friend, colleague or neighbour. When asked for their top 3 reasons for choosing a vet, recommendation came out second, just behind proximity. So we know that word of mouth is the most important contributor of new clients. But how do we ensure people are recommending us? Well, firstly, we have to ensure they are delighted with what we are doing, and that we are addressing their needs, and the client charter was therefore developed to help deliver on those fronts. So let's go through each of the points. 1. We will always greet you and your pet with a smile. Sounds simple enough, doesn't it? Let's visit a practice through the eyes of a client. We all like to go somewhere where we feel welcomed and appreciated. It's human nature. Now, if you were a client and you walked into this surgery, how welcome would you feel?
Hi there.
Oh, hi there.
It's got sweep for an appointment.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do you want to just take a seat just for a minute?
Okay, thanks.
Or how about this example?
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello, sweet.
Hey.
Hello. Hello. Hello, sweetie. Oh, good girl. You put me on the scales? 12.4. Well done. Right, let's just update your file a moment. Can I just take a moment to make sure we've still got the correct contact details for you?
Yeah, so.
Isn't it a huge difference what eye contact and a friendly smile can do? And it doesn't matter if you're busy.
Hi there. You
Hiya.
okay?
Yes, thanks.
Hi, sweet. Do you want to take a seat just for a moment?
Okay, thank
You
you.
can still acknowledge someone's arrival and let them know you'll be with them shortly. Eye contact, smile, and acknowledge them and their pet. In the recent client survey we conducted, the number 1 reason for people leaving their vet was because they felt the staff had been rude to them. Manners may cost nothing, but they mean everything when it comes to our business. And one final point. When we asked clients what the most important thing was when they arrived at the surgery, the answer came back loud and clear, with 62% voting for staff are welcoming and make a fuss of my pet. So whatever you do, acknowledge your clients and make them and their pets feel welcome. Let's move on to the next point. 2. We will always treat your pet as if it were our own, with total care and attention. The relationship between a person and their pet is similar to the relationship between a parent and a young child. Our pets are entirely reliant on us for everything, so it's no surprise that in the eyes of the client they are handing over their baby to you. They therefore need to know how much you care about their pet, and you need to demonstrate this care in front of the client. It's no good just giving the pet the best care in the world behind the scenes, because the client doesn't see this, and if the client doesn't see how much you care for their pet, the client doesn't know how much you care. There's also something else to consider here, and that's the fact that clients correlate care with clinical ability, because clients cannot judge the technical merits of vets. It's things like the warmth of welcome and the visible affection that you give to their pet that affects how they judge your clinical ability and quality of your veterinary services. You sometimes hear vets, nurses or receptionists saying, "I love the pets, it's the clients that are the problem." Well, if that's coming across at a client level, that's a big worry. because it's the clients, not the pets, that decide whether they will continue using your veterinary practice. Making sure they know how much care you will give their pet and how much you appreciate them entrusting their pet into your care is a vital part of your practice's success. 3. You will only ever be seen by fully qualified vets and trained nurses using the most suitable equipment and medicines available. All independent vet care surgeries pride themselves on their clinical excellence and high quality care. It's why many surgeries joined the group. So it's therefore important to let the clients know about it and rightfully instill a level of confidence in our ability to provide a high quality service. Note that we have used the word trained nurses, not qualified. This is not a slight on our qualified nurses. It's because at some IVC surgeries we do have nurse training schemes and the charter has to be applicable to all locations. 4. In the consultation room, we will always listen to you to understand the nature of your concerns and explain the treatment options available to you. In our survey, the second highest reason for people leaving a surgery was related to the in-consult experience. It broke down into 2 categories. First was communication, leading to comments such as, "I felt the vet was not on my wavelength and there didn't seem to be any personal service," and "the vet was offhand and rude." Secondly was the misinterpretation of diagnosis, which led to comments like, "I didn't have much faith in the vet," and "the vet was not able to help my pet." So it's vital that we politely listen to clients to understand their concerns and ensure that you have addressed the reason they were visiting in the first place. OnSwitch does an excellent 7-steps consultation training program that addresses this, which we recommend vets and nurses go on. Once you have discussed treatment options, it's critical that you recommend too, and use phrases such as, "If it were my pet, I would." This gives the client a clear idea of what you believe to be the best possible treatment and avoids client uncertainty. The worst possible scenario is if a client chooses an option you would have least wanted them to, and then they leave the practice to get a second opinion when the treatment isn't as effective as they would have wished. 5. We will endeavour to discuss any costs with you before they arise. In any walk of life, clients detest nasty surprises when it comes to bills, and it changes the perception of the business. Whether it's your car being serviced, some building work at home, a trip to the dentist, or even a restaurant meal, if the bill comes in over estimate, people are always left with a bad feeling. And interestingly, it doesn't matter how competitive the initial estimate was. If you come in over that estimate, the perception is that you are expensive, or worse still, rip people off. By placing this pledge in the Charter, we're demonstrating that we will clarify costs before they're incurred, and always try to ensure they are clarified before carrying out any work. Practices that always come in below, or certainly within, estimate will generate a perception of good value amongst their clients. 6. We will regularly seek your feedback to try and improve our service to you. This allows us to understand how we are doing and iron out any wrinkles in our service that may be stopping people from recommending us. Client surveys are available from IVC Marketing Department and can be emailed, printed and conducted with the surgery or held over the phone. They should be very simple and quick to answer to maximise the chance of people filling them in. There is one question that we must always ask when we conduct these surveys, and it links back to the very start of this video. How do we ensure people are recommending us? Put simply, by doing all the above, we're ensuring that they have a much higher propensity to recommend us. But by asking the next question, we can gauge how successfully we're convincing them to recommend us and react accordingly. The critical question is, if 1 was extremely unlikely and 10 was extremely likely, how likely would it be you would recommend our practice to a friend or colleague? Anyone who scores between 1 and 6 is a detractor. They will impede the growth of our business. Anyone who scores 7 or 8 are passive. They will not affect it either way. Anyone who scores 9 or 10 are promoters. A surgery's net promoter score is therefore the percentage of promoters minus the percentage of detractors. Once you have a net promoter score, you can measure the change over time to see if you are turning more of your clients into promoters and therefore positively impacting on your business. We hope this video has proven the importance of the Charter and why every IVC surgery should live and breathe it to ensure happy clients and strong growth, despite an increasingly competitive environment.